Hey y'all, it's Chris. I'm back here with another video. Today I want to talk about manifesting the life, the relationships, the experience that you want, but having to overcome the fact that we're often what's blocking us or who's blocking us from that. What I mean by that is if you have people around in your life that you feel don't truly love you or inspire you or motivate you as much as you feel you should be or you yearn for, is most likely, I'm not saying entirely you or every time it's like this for everybody, but most of the time people come into contact with these type of situations or these type of feelings is because they aren't initially even that themselves. So for example, baseline stuff. If you want to be around people who are in shape, don't you have to put yourself in environments where people are actively committed to that goal? How would you meet people who know information about physical science, anatomy, physiology, kinesiology, how to work out, how to make gains, how to get stronger, if you don't go to the gym or you don't go on internet forums where those people or people with those beliefs congregate? Branching off, if you don't have people in your life, family, friends, colleagues, associates, people who truly are invested in what you have going on, whether it's your professional goals, your own intimate life goals, your own mental goals, it's probably because, first of all, you're not even aware and locked in enough with yourself to vet those people. You allow people to come into your life and become a friend. You allow people to tell you things and you adopt them. I can tell anyone anything in the world and vice versa. They could tell me something, but it's on me. It's my responsibility or it's their responsibility to examine what is said and decide if they should accept or reject it. And then once you accept it, you got to figure out, okay, why am I accepting this? How am I going to accept this? How am I going to implement this in my specific experience to attack my specific goals? You feel me? Another thing is we often, no, I'm gonna be honest. Oftentimes, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like every time that we make this flawed, we execute this flawed behavior of expecting more than what we are, we're entitled. That's literally entitlement. So that's another reason why we should root out this behavior, because it's not a good trait to have in yourself. Feeling entitled, when a person feels entitlement, they feel as if they are superior, inherently superior, or not responsible, shouldn't be held accountable to themselves, to others. And oftentimes, entitlement isn't even justified. You can have instances where a person is entitled to something. If your mom wants the heater off in the house and she pays the bills, most people on earth, me included, I would agree with that and say she's entitled to that, because that's her work going into that. That's her putting in that 8, 10, 12 hours a day, using her brain power, sacrificing her body to keep them bills going, to keep them bills paid, to keep stuff going in the household, But oftentimes we feel entitled to things or certain qualities of a person, and we don't even reciprocate that to that person. We want love from a person, but we don't give that type of love or project the type of love that we yearn for to that person. If you want respect in this world, we all know this. This is a golden rule. If you want respect, don't you have to project respect? Don't you have to give respect? If you want people to hate you, it's real easy. You just wake up one morning, you become a nasty person, become mean, remove the mindfulness out your character. It's very easy to get, or I'm gonna say it's very simple in getting what you want out of people, what you want out of your experience, what you want out of the world. But it is hard when you are yearning for those more holy, those more beneficial qualities of people, because it takes work to be a good person. It takes work. It takes a lot of work, a lot of mental expenditure, physical expenditure, spiritual expenditure to sit Get yourself together enough in a place where you're truly fulfilled, and then pour into people, pour into this soul, or pour into that activity. Think of a millionaire, billionaire, or a high level business person. They have main goals here at the company. They have very high level projects going on. They have to oversee departments and people performing, high level work as well. But these people can also venture off into their own entrepreneurial endeavors or just their own personal endeavors and still remain successful, still remain consistent and resilient. That's not for nothing. That takes strength. It takes intention. It takes that person being aware enough and driven enough to execute at that high of a level. And that's why it's so appreciated and valued when a person can reciprocate the things like love, encouragement, motivation. When people don't do these things, to me, and I'm not saying this to be judgmental, because when I exhibit this flaw, what I notice in myself too, like I notice in other people, is really just weakness. If you're unreasonably or unjustifiably entitled to another person's love, or a person to give you a handout, or for the world to give you a handout, or for your future self to pick up more slack because you don't want to take the action right now, that tells me you're weak. You're not aware enough in the moment. You're not using your intelligence and your capacities to the fullest extent. At every moment, there's 1, 2, 3 more percentage points of utilization that you could be extracting from yourself, from your brain, from your body. Think about this. Imagine you went into the gym, right? And instead of progressively overloading as you work out, so that just means giving yourself, I believe it's more load and or more weight to do. So if I'm doing 10 push-ups 1 week, eventually you're going to get stronger. You got to hit 15, 20 and so on. That's for every exercise. That's just how it works. But if you want to make steady growth at all, really, you have to accept the fact that you have to progressively overload. The universe, like I said in my previous video, the mechanisms of the universe do not change. You cannot feel entitled, or you can feel entitled, but you can't expect for you to get what you say you want. And I'm not even going to say get what you want, because I truly believe that we get what we truly want. If a person tells you something, it might be a joke, but there's truth behind every joke. And the fact that they let that not only sit in their head, it also went through the internal process of being vetted. They had to say to themselves, okay, I'm gonna say this to this person. Should I say this? Should I not? How would this make him or her feel? And then it physically comes out. I believe there is intent there, and there is some type of binding of that person and their beliefs to what they just said, even if it's just a joke, even if it's something frivolous. I mean, every action we take, no matter how intentional or how automatic it is, it still comes from somewhere of cause, somewhere of a deeper intention. So I was talking to my auntie the other day. She's in the nursing field, the medical field, and we were talking about people who go through extreme drug withdrawals. She said sometimes people get tremors where they shake. Sometimes their body automatically goes into sweating. You can't intentionally sweat. You can make yourself sweat, but they'll just be sitting there sweating. But I'm just saying that to say, even though they're not consciously aware of it or actuating that bodily process, it's coming from somewhere. So the fact that they put their body through being used to whatever drug they would do, and then taking off of that internally on those smaller biological levels, maybe their cells are expecting something. There are explainable processes, scientific processes within the body that cause our bodies and our minds and our nervous system to do certain things. You feel me? So I'm just saying that to say, man, everything matters. You have to watch out for everything. I know oftentimes, the things people say, even the stuff we say to ourselves subconsciously or internally, even though it doesn't come out, what you say is what you are. What you tell yourself, I mean, aren't you the first voice you hear in the morning, last person you hear at night? You the only person that's always with you and will always ever be with you. You the only person whose thoughts you can hear. You will always hear your thoughts. So if you're telling it something, no matter how minuscule it might seem in scale or frequency, you might tell yourself something negative every once in a blue moon. But imagine every blue moon, instead of saying something negative, it was something more positive. Wouldn't that increase your capacity, increase your fulfillment, no matter how minuscule it might seem? You know, isn't what separates the greats from mediocre people or people who are not as great the small things they do, the more marginal things they can pay attention to, those super marginal details that they have down pat, that other people can't seem to explain or grasp, that sets these sets of people apart, you know? Like, you get a master's, a PhD in physics, science. I mean, it's only so much you can learn. It's not like these people are incredibly, impossibly intelligent. No, that extra 2, 4, 6, 8 years, they were studying very microscopic details, fine-tuning their own skill set, you know, their own capacities, developing those very nuanced details that can separate them from people at the lower level or at the previous level. You feel me? And that can be extended to everything. If you want to, let's go back to more of the human stuff, the behaviors. But if you want to show love, or the love you want is very pure, I mean, that's often really just nuance. If a person can know your schedule, you know, you wake up every day, your lunch is made, your lunch is packed, you know, your girl packed your lunch. Or a person just remembering your birthday, a person remembering you had an appointment on this day when you forgot it for yourself, you know. We might not say thank you right then and there or ever, but most people, you know, me, I notice stuff like that. I notice in myself, I haven't been as attentive to other people's courtesies, you know, and I'm just trying to be better at that, because people pick up on that type of stuff, man. It's just like they pick up when you don't say thank you. You know, your intention might not even be to be rude, but you still have to acknowledge that this person gave you courtesy. They afforded you courtesy. They expended their being for you. Or just something being there, even if it doesn't involve another person directly. You know, if something just works in your favor, what's the harm in acknowledging it and having gratitude for it and understanding the value and the benefit of that action or of that event or of that circumstance to who you are and where you're trying to go. Like, there are people in the world that they don't even have food. Like, they don't have a steady food supply. Most of us, you know, most kids, like in school, like my age, you know, I'm still in high school. Most of us, you know, we got a steady food supply. Most of the kids, you know, we got parents, people getting picked up in cars, people going back home. You know, most people got a fridge. Then you come to school, you got fruit, you got food, you know, you got snacks, people who sell snacks, you got stores. But there's places in the world where, like, a Snicker bar is not even seen, you know? You can't go in the kitchen and cook when you want. It's not tuna or chips here or veggies in the pantry that you could whip up, you know? It's not a bag of rice you could, you know, put on the stove, rinse off, season and get going, bro. And that's just food. You know, I've been feeling not lonely, but just not bad lonely. I've been just realizing, you know, it's most best for me to practice as much solitude as I can. And not even just away from people like friends, colleagues, or previous friends and colleagues, but just within my own life. Like, when I'm perfectly alone, or perfectly alone, quote unquote, you know, I still fight my own urges. Man, wanting to smoke or go do this, go do that. Watch YouTube. I gotta stop watching so much YouTube, you know. Instead of watching all this YouTube, I could be on there making 2-3 videos a day. Or, you know, just paying more attention to my thoughts when I'm recalling trauma or pain in my life. Recently, you know, the past day or two, I've been getting better at it, been just pushing through it. But that takes that solitude, and it takes me giving myself the acknowledgement and the attentiveness, the attention to recognize that stuff isn't okay. But the fact that it isn't okay doesn't mean that it has to remain like this. It's literally on me to change my life, because my life is my life. Just like your life is your life, you feel me? Nobody can do the work for you. That's another version of feeling entitled. Even when you're a kid, like I said in my previous video, kids, underage people, yeah, we shouldn't go through stuff. I'm not underage anymore. I'm 18, but you get what I'm saying. You're born into this world. Yeah, your parents they gonna look out for you, hopefully, or they're supposed to. You know, friends are supposed to come by you and do good, but you got to think we're all animals. We really just basic animals. We're simple animals. We have these primitive desires. We can't even understand our own emotions perfectly, you know, rarely. So if you put so much reliance, or really any reliance on people, especially when it comes to your emotions or your finances, man, you setting yourself up to fail from the start. Because you got to still think that isn't a whole autonomous entity. So they first have themselves to look out for. And this is what I've been noticing more about people my age. So like older teens, people in high school, young adolescents, even young adults, probably people in their early 20s, and younger. We oftentimes branch out, socially, intimately, to external sources to cover up the pain that we go through. And this has been going on for years. I mean, I'm real into the punk movement, like rock. I like rap, and these are, I wouldn't say like counterculture, but they have a lot of roots in like counterculture philosophy. Hip hop being it's just black people music. Like, we started it. That comes from racism, Jim Crow, or institutional racism, Jim Crow, segregation. But still shining through, having something to shine through all that darkness. You feel me? The punk movement, rock movement, really, it's really just a whole. What I feel like it started out is just a whole bunch of teens getting high as hell and making music. I mean, I know it's not the best connection or the best substantiation, but like, okay, we look at cinema, so movies. How do they oftentimes depict punk rockers or people who are into rock, especially the youth of rock, teens and stuff? Super counterculture, edgy. They can't be compatible with conventional society. They not compatible with their family. So people go out and they branch out and they create their own. You feel me? So you have to. You gotta have some type of autonomy in your action, and then also the execution of who you are. Like, yeah, you can be inspired, you can bind on the stuff, but who's gonna die with you? If you die right now, who's gonna be in that casket with you? Or if you get punched in the face, does that mean this person got punched in the face too? No, they won't feel that punch, because you're you. To me, that's the universe telling us that at a certain point or to a certain threshold, we have to look out for ourselves. It's not evil, it's not narcissistic, it's not selfish to look out for yourself. Because once you build yourself up, that means you can pour it into everybody else's cup. So really, it's never even selfish to build yourself up or really just hone in on you for anybody. Like, there's so many kids out here who don't get the love they need from their parents because their parents didn't give themselves the time to really think through what they were doing or think through their trauma and develop, as much as they should to take care of that kid. So once that kid grows up, they're being raised by an underdeveloped individual. I don't care about age. I don't care about money, status, man. It's your development. Me at 15, I could be way more developed or much less developed than someone older or younger than me, and vice versa. You can have two people of the same age, same status, or different status, same age, but their development is not linked to either of those qualities. You feel me? Development depends on the attention this person has given themselves over time in the action they have taken, what type of action and how much of that action they have taken to reverse that, those flaws, whatever trauma, whatever demons were eating them up, and then reverse that into something that can reflect light, something that can go and heal, something that doesn't take from the person that holds the trauma and people around them, but rather gives, but rather fulfills that person and the people around them. So, but, going back to it, to get to that place, you have to work. You have to work on yourself. You have to work alone. You have to work in solitude. Because, when people are around, or when you feel lonely, when you feel like, oh, I want to tell people what I'm going through, or, I need help right now in life, it's like, okay, if you ain't got a therapist or a person who you know for sure, has always been there for you, they going to listen to you because they truly care about you, and they'll give you the best, they'll give you solutions to the best of their knowledge. If you don't have a person like that, you got to keep that to yourself. Because, the next type of person that's going to receive that information is a person who doesn't care or is looking to capitalize off of your vulnerability. If I'm looking to capitalize off of you or take something from you, or I really don't just care about you, like I have no incentive to care about you or just the type of person I am, I don't care right now. I don't care for you specifically. You telling me what you're telling me is not going to change that part of my character. It's kind of like when, if a person's real angry at you, you did something real messed up, that person wants to fight you. It's nothing you can tell a man who truly wants to fight or truly is hurt. It's nothing you can tell a man that's going to do what he is going to do. That man going to punch you in the face. That person going to shoot you. They're going to try to harm you. If a person is going to leave in a relationship, they going to leave. If a job is going to fire you, they going to fire you, man. If you messed up 2 weeks in a row, you weren't here, hey, it's done for. We already found John. He and this mug working more productively. He's more consistent. It's over. You just gotta accept that. You feel me? You have to accept that. So, showing up for yourself is definitely the best way to be. Like all throughout life. Even if you do, once you reach that point in life where you passed all the BS, wherever y'all coming from in life, whether it's just getting out the hood, passing school, passing college, making a certain amount of money, getting your head together, getting your physique together. Once you get to that place, it's still going to be work to be done. And you still always have to practice the behavior of keeping most things to yourself and working on yourself first. And always not only just doing these things in this way, but understanding the importance of being this way. You feel me? Like I'm 18, right? And just recently I'm learning and I'm understanding, like, bro, you gotta lock in. Like, the smoking shit can't, I'm not on the smoking no more. Like, I'm not saying I won't smoke, but how I used to, how I was when I was 17, 16, 15, I can't do that shit no more. After June, man, I gotta work. I'm gonna have a you gotta have a car and shit. I don't know if I'm gonna have a car. I'm probably gonna have a car by the end of this year. But stuff like that. And then once I get my car, bro, how I'm gonna be smoking? First of all, I'm driving. I can't be smoking all day and driving and shit, making plays or going to work. Once I'm at work, I can't be smoking and shit. I got people to talk to. I have tasks to complete. I have a standard to meet, bars. But I have stuff to do. And then shit, once I have kids one day, how my kids gonna look at me if I'm just smoked out all day? I'm just hiding the mug, How can you even get in a woman's pants and have her confident in you to let you put a baby in her, hold her down for the rest of y'all life and shit, hold them kids down if you high as hell? Because to her, to anyone, really, not even just women, bro, to yourself, if you getting high all day, something is wrong, man. You going through something. You feel me? I was going through stuff. I'm still going through stuff, but I'm learning that smoking in that capacity is not healthy at all. It's actually really counterproductive because All it is just making you feel like you less stressed out. It's taking you to, or it's making you feel like you're going to a place mentally, or spiritually, where you have less worries. You feel me? But after you think about it, after you come down from the high, the temporary state of being, it's a temporary state of being. Aren't you just back at the place where you were before? It's kind of like, let's say we got a hill, right? And our car holds 1 gallon of gas, but because of the steepness and the length of this hill, no matter how we drive, this hill takes 2 gallons of gas from a specific car. So that means every time we drive this car, we're only going to get halfway. After that, it stops. The power in the car stops. You're just gonna keep going back down. So the gas station you use the gas station at the bottom of the hill to fill up. But remember, you only have a gallon, or your gas tank is only at the capacity of 1 gallon. We don't have jerry cans, so we can only fill up to that amount that'll get us half the distance. You feel me? No matter what you go through, if you and the occupants of that car, y'all argue, you get mad at yourself, you throw shit, you break stuff, you quit for a week and say, man, fuck it, we gonna stay at the bottom of this hill for a week, and then you get back in the car after that whole week, you try to drive again. The car is still gonna start falling, at halfway of the distance, because it just doesn't work. That specific method, that car with that 1 gallon gas tank is basically, for me specifically, it's analogous to the weed, how I was using the weed. If shit's wrong in your life, bro, you gotta really just go fix it. If you weak, if you physically weak, if you fat, if you fucking up, if you're not disciplined, it's not to say you there forever, but it's not to say that shit isn't gonna leave you if you don't put into action. You have to put into action. You have to be the change. You are the change. You just gotta really lock that shit in. Like everything you are really just starts out as your mindset. It's just the stuff in your head. You can choose to go do homework. You can choose to smoke. You can choose to make money or not make money. You can choose to breathe. If you stop breathing for 2-3 minutes, you die. You're choosing, okay, I'm gonna keep breathing. Oh damn, I'm thirsty. I need some water right now. Oh shit, I'm hungry again today. Let me go fill my stomach up with some food. Let me get some nutrients. Let me go work out. Oh, I'm anxious right now. Let me stretch. Let me go outside. Let me call up this person that cares about me. Or I care about, my mom. Let me call my mama. Oh, damn, I got to go to work. Let me hop in my car and drive to work. That's intention, you feel me? But it takes the right intention to develop throughout life. Because literally, the way I was smoking to float away from my problems, the shit that was going on in my own head, my own life, literally like not going anywhere, because I'm coming out of it, as of recently. The past few weeks have been better, just going through life and shit, taking more care of myself, trying to eat better, going outside more, smoking less. But even then, like, I don't get that time back, you feel me? Every day I decided not to do homework does not change the fact that when I decided to do homework, when I decide to come back to my work, it's still there. It just says missing. I'm just saying that to say you always gonna have catching up to do. Always. You're running away from stuff, but it's gonna catch up to you. Like you can't really run away from stuff. It's gonna catch up to you. So you really just have to face it. And you might lose right then and there. It might turn out as something you feel is a loss, but okay, it chases you again. What do? You face it again. Okay, what happens this time? It's a loss. All right, it chases you again. You face it. Third time, okay, we lost. Fourth time, you might win. You might lose and then go. But it's better to face whatever is haunting you, or whoever is haunting you, whatever it is in your life, and just face it. Once you face it, you get to see how it looks. Oh, damn, this motherfucker got eyes. Oh, your eyes blue. Or, oh, your eyes brown. Oh, you got black eyes. Damn, got eyebrows. I'm not saying it's a real person, but I'm saying figuratively, like, when you're running away from something, you don't even know what it is. Me smoking, I mean, I would have a little tidbit of discomfort or idea of the discomfort, like, oh, I'm thinking about this person, or I'm thinking about this shit that happened in my life, or I'm thinking about where I'm at in life right now. But once you smoke or you do something that's very empty, that allows you to temporarily float away, you don't even give yourself that time and that opportunity to really understand, first of all, what it is exactly, more fundamentally, that's fucking you up, and then specifically how you gonna tackle it. You might know some shit messed up in your life. Oh damn, this is a messed up homie here. I shouldn't be with her. Or damn, why do I smoke all day? Or damn, like, why am I going to work as much? But it takes you sitting there like silently, alone in solitude for however much time it takes, and you to just ponder, dissect yourself, and understand what's really going on. Like social media, drugs, weed, man, what else? All the frivolous sex, nigga, porn, what else? Just bullshit, like all the temporary BS in life. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You know, anything you can think of, like, that shit really is mad shallow. It doesn't even allow us humans to like intimately think about what's going on. Like, person could be down bad, nigga be down bad, then he go beat his dick. For that, what, 10, 15, 20 minutes you was in heaven, right? But now you more fucked up. All you did was bust a nut. Stupid. If you going through some real tough shit in life, you can't keep picking up a blunt. You can't keep smacking a pen. Like, I'm not saying like that shit doesn't help at all. Like, you're a grown man and you got stuff together in life. You know, some a little bad, you're a little stressed, like you actually stressed, and you hit a blunt every once in a while, you know how to use it, that's cool. But nah, me and along with, you know, many other teens and shit, young people, the way we use that weed is very irresponsible. Very irresponsible. Very. How some of us use sex, porn, fast food, just our own mental processes, you know. It's so much hate and jealousy I've been picking up on recently just from people. Just hate, jealousy, passive aggressiveness. And then shit, I be seeing that shit myself too. I be hating. I don't be like saying it out loud, you know, because that's some dumb shit. That's some hater shit. But man, I'll see somebody doing good or see something that I really want. And then instead of having that drive, like that immediate, damn, like I can achieve that too. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I be hating. I'll say some envious shit in my head and be like, damn, bro. But I be catching on, like, I be checking myself though. Like this past week or 2 weeks, bro, I'm checking myself because this shit translates. It literally carries on. So if I don't check myself, if I don't keep practicing, checking myself and removing these nasty mindsets from my soul, from my consciousness, it's just gonna carry over. Eventually, I'm gonna transition into that nigga that's just hating on niggas verbally. Niggas say some good shit or share his aspirations. I'm just in the corner hating. That's stupid. Any person that's doing that, you a retard. You're not even understanding that the universe is putting some fly shit in front of your face and really just telling you, bro, you gonna be fly one day. You gonna have this. You gonna have access to this. You're going to be making this, or you're going to be this. You just gotta put in the work though. Like, anybody that's fly or anything that's fly is not just fly because it's fly. It was made fly by something or someone. And that takes work. You should appreciate that work. You should always value that work, no matter the source of that work. But most people on this planet, like I said, we don't give ourselves the time to sit there and really think about why we doing shit, why we saying a certain thing. People just going with the crowd or falling into their automatic course of behavior. It's like, why though? Like, why not step away from the crowd? Why not create your own crowd? Why not step away from this crowd for a few months, for a year or some shit? But in the meantime, you're over here manifesting in like building a whole new culture or a new way of being. Like, why just fall into the mold, and you know the conveyor belt just keeps going, just fall into the mold, and then you die one day and it's like, damn, fuck my name, all the unique events I did. If you really look at it, I was just like the rest. You can pick me up in this other person's profile, and shit, it looks the same. It's really no distinction. That's what I'm scared of. You feel me? So that's why I just go so hard on like trying to bring the best out of people. Like, even people say bullshit to me all day, like to my face, bro. I don't even react to that shit. People be saying passive aggressive bullshit all day, bro. Like, before, I ain't gonna lie, I would have said some shit probably like last year, sophomore year. I would have got in my feelings, bro. It's not worth it, my nigga. Like, you niggas is teenagers, bro. I'm not worried about y'all. Even grown folks, bro. Like, if a person is gonna sit up there and talk some shit about you, or try to discount what you going through, or the work you putting in, what you trying to achieve, so what? You finna go home and let that shit stop you? While they at home, they at their job now getting they paycheck. They at home working on their projects. They at home working on their business. You finna come to your crib and stop what you got going on because this nigga or this person, this girl, come on, bro. We gotta tighten up. Everybody gotta tighten up. Like the whole world. I feel like if the world just stopped giving a heck about what each other was saying, we would literally have so much more original thought. We would have so much progression and so much more acceleration in terms of how better we treat each other, the stuff we can produce, how we feel towards each other, or not towards each other, but towards ourselves internally. Like, because think about it, every piece of hate, jealousy, envy, a nasty comment or mannerism is really just a reflection of some insecurity or a nasty feeling within you. Because when was the last time you seen David Goggins or Jesus or somebody? When was the last time you seen LeBron hating on someone? Never. Because that nigga, he doesn't even have time. It's not even in his brain and his spirit to hate on this nigga. He worked so hard and achieved so much that it's probably shit. It's nothing that he can hate on. He's 6'8", 6'9", buff as hell, wife bad. He hold his kids down. He get money. He does what he wants for a living. Fit. Come on, everybody can have that. Or I'm gonna say this: a much greater amount of people than people who actually believe in themselves right now can achieve what they want. Because that's not what everybody wants. Some people like to just be alone. Some people probably just want a spouse. You know, but success is different for every person. But I'm just saying, we'll hate on someone or we'll try to drag them down or talk shit about them, when in reality, we really just want to tell that nigga, bro, you fly as hell. I like what you doing, for real, for real. Keep going. And we know that shit. We know it. I'm not gonna say we perfect. We ever gonna be perfect at saying what we should say every time, but bro, people really just be wanting to be you. Or people want to get to understand what's going through your head. Why are you like this? Not even on no like, oh bro, why are you doing it? You're so weird. Like, no, people are genuinely curious about what has made you, the mystique, you know? And I'm saying this for everyone, girl, boy, me, you, older people, younger people. Like, we'll hate on that person. We'll say something negative or regressive, not aggressive. But in reality, we really just want to give that person their props. We want to be a part of whatever they're doing. So why not start doing that? Why don't we start to progress towards that? Being more unified, being more accepting, being more vulnerable to ourselves internally so we can be vulnerable to this person. Y'all, everybody, niggas, women, everybody on this planet, even me, we all hiding behind this human ego. This ego that needs to feel more superior than the next man, that can't give the next man his flowers, that can't give somebody who's doing better their props. and just keep it pushing and eventually reach what we want to reach one day, we just spew hate at someone or we ignore people. That's stupid to me. It's mad stupid. We can't see this person grow in a way that we think is better than us. And then really, what's better? All right, if a person make more money than you, bro, can't you still pay your bills? Ain't your mouth still fed? I see you with different shoes every day. I see your clothes, your clothes is clean. Your clothes is iron. Or we'll get jealous of a car, outfits, like baseline shit that really don't even matter. We'll get jealous of a person's physique. Don't you know a physique can't be cheated? I mean, you can get steroids, but most people ain't on steroids, especially in the hood. If a nigga buff, he buff. Bro, if he buff, why don't you go over there and ask him, bro, how many sets do you do? What type of work do you do? Are you a calisthenics person? Do you box? Do you lift weights? What do you read? What type of people do you talk to? How do you keep your head in check? How are you so strong? How do you remain so tame and grounded and propel the people around you up when I see so many other people so easily bring people down? Why not ask those type of questions? Why are we so afraid of ourselves to really say and ask what we want to say and ask? Like, who do you think is going to come out the cut and hurt you for this? Who in the cut is going to come out and call you dumb for asking a question or saying something that you really want to ask or say? Who or what is it that's scaring you? It's you. You're okay with perpetuating the flaw of the ego. It's you. You're okay with being in that comfort zone where you just spew hate, where you spew the same bullshit, instead of challenging yourself to really look in the mirror, the figurative mirror, the mental mirror, and say, that shit was flawed. That was mean. That was egregious. That was regressive. But I still have a moment after this. I still have a day after this. I still have opportunities after this to do the reverse. I still have opportunities to do different. So do different. That's the key to evolution right there. Ain't evolution just different? This generation, led to this generation, but this second generation, there's something not off about them, but there's something different. These two puzzle pieces over here, they're the same shape, but now they're a little bit brighter. So that changes the whole picture. That's how you gotta look at it, And that goes back to what I was saying earlier in this video, those small actions. The reason why I'm so infatuated with the human psyche and like the ego and human behavior is because it's so malleable. That's not entirely why I'm infatuated with it, but we're so malleable and dynamic. Like, I've talked to people who were former gang members, like heavy in that shit. Now they like 30 some, 40. And they tell me, bro, like, don't do it. Like, I'm already knowing the type of person they were in their teens, their early 20s. Probably not edgy, but, heavily ego driven, probably macho as hell. Stuff like that. And here they sit before me, tame, tranquil. They're articulating much more intimately than I know they would have articulated 10, 20 years ago to me, But the fact that a person can change that heavily gives me hope in everyone. That's why I don't trip as much as I would have, or as much as I always thought I would trip on these types of people. Like people who just talk shit or say something passive aggressive or try to just drag you down, in whatever form they come in. Like, it don't matter, because it's really not even personal either, because you got to think, that person don't know me just like I don't know them. Like, they just seeing my face, hearing my voice, and whatever actions I've shown them, if they even know me at all. Just like them. I'm just looking at this person, this dude, this girl as a person in front of me spewing hate. But I don't know the pain that caused that hate to come out. I don't know what has happened to them. So That's another thing. You got to stop taking stuff personal. If a person doesn't like you, it's oftentimes because they don't like a set of qualities. No, every time it's because they don't like a set of qualities or actions. It's not you. It's like there's really no you or I. You only see, like, obviously there's physical manifestations, so that's evoking whatever feelings that you have within you. I mean, you got visual preferences, but I mean, I could be on this video just like screaming for 40 minutes. What if this was just a video of me yelling at the top of my lungs? You would have been clicked off. But since I'm giving, hopefully, valuable knowledge, some type of relatable knowledge, like articulating my thoughts, telling you about my experiences, you find some type of value and you sit here and you consume my information. I'm just saying that to say you're only the action, bro. So if yesterday you were a douchebag, if you want to change what you are today, just do different. Yesterday, yes, you were a douchebag. Your actions were that of a douchebag. Your actions were that of an asshole. Your actions were that of someone who lacked mindfulness. But today, you woke up. You still got to brush your teeth again, wash your body. You can put on a new outfit today. You was probably wearing white and black yesterday. Let's put on gray and purple or something. I don't know, gray and yellow. Just stuff like that. But I'm just saying that to say the mind and the spirit is so dynamic. You have so many years, you have so many moments to literally change. Like you don't have time, but you literally have time. Like we have a lot of time here. But we also don't have a lot of time in the grand scheme of things. But that right there, that dichotomous relationship of not having time and having time is what allows me to get out of that nihilism that I used to have. Like, damn, nothing matters. Like, no, it does matter. The fact that you're here, you're a sentient human. Sometimes I just be thinking like, what the heck is a human? Like, why are we arranged in this specific way? We talk the language that we do, and it just makes sense. But there's no manual to it. Like, you get a car, you get a manual. This is how this is because this. We did this over here, so it's gonna function like this, and etc. It's like, damn, I understand the whole car. Like, oh, my light messing up. I gotta go here, boom, 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 do this. Oh, my light back on. You don't get that with the universe. You don't get that with humans. We're actively figuring out or getting closer to what we think we truly are, what this whole existence is. We got biology, physics, philosophy. Like, philosophy is a field where we've really just been asking questions for thousands of years, and there's really no right answer. The philosophers themselves, the study of philosophy will tell you there's no right answer. That's a field where we're not even chasing an objective goal. We're just progressing. We're just dynamically we're just moving along. Oh, this guy's philosophy kind of builds on this previous dude, but he's adding more nuance and explaining these other, supplemental pieces of data and stuff that arise out of this. So we're gonna go with him. And then 50 years from then, this dude explained what we tried to figure out, 50 years ago, 10% better. Let's adopt him. But it's just a constant, continuous cycle of evolution, of movement, of change, of not being what this was. Not to say it's better or worse if those are even actual fundamental qualities of being, of things in the universe. But it's different. 500 years ago, I wasn't here, you weren't here. The things that people were doing were completely different from what we were doing now. Just like there was no explanation for then and what they were really doing, no matter how bad or good, there's really no explanation for the shit we do now, down to the individual level. You can't even explain your thoughts for real. You can be like, yeah, she made me mad, or damn, I like this because this, but okay, why? You can just always keep asking why. You can infinitely ask why. Like, existence really is just infinite. There is no meaning. But the fact that we're here and we can experience and feel and derive like seemingly meaningful information or experiences or interpretations of these experiences tells me that we shouldn't adopt that nihilistic philosophy for anything, for love, for your own personal development, for your work life, for just overall the meaning of existence. Like the fact that you are existing and can exist it alone to me is enough to get me going, is enough to keep me going through the stagnation of life, through the pain of life, or through that stagnation of not knowing or feeling like I don't really know what's going on, you know? Like, you know, I get down sometimes, be like, damn, bro, like high school ending, I'm finna go to college, nigga finna be alone, I'm finna just be working, probably gonna have to be broke for like a year or two. But I mean, my mom went through it. My dad, he didn't go to college, but shit, he was 18 once, you know, he graduated high school, and the nigga had kids. Like, he, you know, he grew up into a grown man. Life didn't stop for him, you know, like, it's people who are rich. They weren't born like that, not all of them. People who make very valuable businesses, who produce value. Like, there was a point in time where that person didn't provide that type of value to the world, and the world didn't even know who they were. So why would I ever hinder my capacity or question myself to the point where I don't even want to do something? I don't even want to delve into this because, oh, it's so scary, it's so unknown. I don't even want to hit the gym because I don't know what I'm gonna become. Can I even become that? It's like, damn, you didn't even do it. You didn't even try to appreciate the journey or that course of action. You didn't even try to experience it. Forget enjoying it. You got to experience it first. Like, you have to be it. If you want to feel what it feels like to be someone, you got to live their life. You got to ask them, like, damn, what you go through? Can I come live with you for a day? If you can't, you have to go and put yourself through whatever they just told you. And until you do that, you can't really judge them or even understand how it feels, how it is to be in that place. That's what causes me not to judge people, especially outwardly. I'm not perfect. I judge people and shit in my head. You know, I say stuff in my head, but outwardly, bro, I don't judge. Like, I try my best not to judge people. Because it's like, I'm not even going to say it, I'm pretty sure. I know damn well the stuff that I still do to this day, what I've done in the past, the person I am, the stuff I believe in, the stuff I preach and think is perfectly fine or is very beneficial to the planet. I mean, I come into contact with people every day who disagree with me philosophically. You know, not even just on the super abstract stuff, but like people who disagree with me creatively, or people who disagree with the way that I approach people, that I think about myself. You know, it's people that value my work and pay more attention to me than I do. And every time I find out, I'm like, damn, like, I'm tripping. I'm not giving myself this much care, but this external being is willing to give me more than I'm going to give myself. So that made me think, like, shouldn't I be appreciating myself more? Shouldn't I be valuing my experience and my feelings the highest? You know, and then everybody else, you know, if I have something to give them, if I have something to throw that way, you know, I'll go do that. But you got to appreciate your experience first. You the only person who's going to spend that 100% of your life with you. Nobody else. I mean, after you hang out with your friends, don't y'all go home? Couples break up, couples divorce. Even when you in a relationship, that person still need their time. Like, damn, they a human. They not just like united with you fully now. They still need time. They still have their hobbies and desires and shit. You know, if you love a car so much, if you love a car so much, what happens when that car breaks down? What happens when you, God forbid, but if and when your income changes in a way, goes down in a way that you can't fund that car no more. So you can't pay the car note, or maybe the car insurance is too much now. Maintenance is messing you up and you getting behind on rent or mortgage or food or stuff that's more vital to your survival, you know, and shelter. What happens? What happens when you have a kid, you bring life into this world, but you're not even good within your own head. So now they got to deal with your demons. So instead of this kid getting a parent who is supposed to be developing them and who is supposed to be fueling them with motivation and strength and prepping them for this world, they get really just another big ass child that can, I mean, you can pay bills, but shit, what's the answer to life? You know, who am I? What's my identity? Where am I going to get this from? So those are the things that people should be thinking about, like, at all levels. I don't care if you're younger than me. I don't care if you 14, if you're 12, if you're 30, 40, like, think about these things. Because I'm the same thing you are. Regardless of my age and my gender, I'm a dude, I'm black. I'm really just the same shit you are. I'm a 10-pound ball, this pink brain up in here with a nervous system, thoughts, desires, and I'm going through life living, trying to make a way, just like you are, just like the person you fighting with is, just like the person you love is. We all doing the same shit for real, just in a different way because we were born, we in different places, we got different money, we look different. So eventually we build desires and shit, we go through different stuff, but fundamentally we're really doing the same thing. We're looking for the same things. So if we all looking for the same thing and with the same thing, why would you get caught up in another person's world or an external world when you don't even have you together? Me going back to this, so if my head was fucked up, my life messed up, I'm not doing the things I'm supposed to be doing for me as a man, why would I go and smoke so much weed? You feel me? What's the point of eating fast food, watching porn? What's the point of not going outside to run? What's the point of not lifting them heavy ass weights? What's the point of not meditating? What's the point of not journaling or telling myself that I love me and practicing that love and showing myself that I can be here for me as much as possible? You understand that? Because one day, like the day came last month, one day you hit that age, that 18-year-old age, that age where people still gonna look out for you for a while, mostly just family. Friends ain't gonna look out for you, my nigga. You ain't even got friends, bro. Well, I ain't got friends. But family gonna look out for you. But bro, they still got their life to live. Like, they got jobs, they trying to get their shit going. They have desires, bro. Like, this is the age where it's all on me for real. Like, I'm gonna have help. Like, people not just gonna decline my calls, or I can't not ask for nothing, but you're not supposed to. You feel me? You're not supposed to, because when I'm 25, like 30, okay, I got my kid now. I can't hit my mama and be like, damn, how do I raise little Chris? I'm supposed to have that shit figured out by the time I have little Chris. So when he pop out, my girl stomach, I take him on. From that day on, bruh, he's under my wing. He got security in me, not looking up to me scared because, damn, my dad don't even got shit together. Every time I cry, he calling my mom, what should I do with our kid? Or calling my grandma, what should I do? What should I do? Like, no, bro. I understand now. This is what my family is teaching me. This is what my mom, my auntie, teachers, this is what certain friends and colleagues and shit from the past trying to teach me. This is what school is trying to teach me. This is what life is teaching me. You only have you, nigga. Not even on no like evil, like, forget you type, but it's only logical that you have the power over your life. Like, if I put the work in, I get the results. The universe never cheats. It don't cheat you. If you go to the gym, you get healthier. If you eat a certain food, you're going to get those calories. You're going to get whatever's in that food. You don't get nothing more, nothing less. You feel me? If you go to work, you get your money. It's that simple. If you know something, you know it. If I know how to do this math question, you come to me, and then I complete it for you, it's completed. If you go to the person that don't know it, you're going to be like, damn, you don't even know this shit. Let me take it back to Chris. That's just the universe. Sometimes it really is black and white, but sometimes it's not. But you gotta accept these absolutes. If something is absolute or it's just the way it's gonna be, if someone is going to do what they do and they are the way they are, you have to accept that. Just go find someone or something that's more fitting to your life. Literally. It's out there. We got a big old planet. Like, think about it. Most of us, we stay in our cities. Like, most people, they work in a regular job. They don't even have the time or money or energy to go and travel as much as they want, or travel like substantially at all, really. So you wake up, you put in your 8 to 10 hours at whatever establishment you got to go to, whether it's a job or you a student. You come home, probably do some more work. You live your little life. You do your activities, talk to your fam. If you're alone, you alone. You probably go to the gym, you do that, eat. And then you just repeat that shit. You repeat. Oh, and then, you know, everybody got phones now. So when you go on the phones, it's the same thing as kind of the world. You really using the same apps. I mean, you follow the same people. So you go on the app, you see the same shit. Then you got to think. They probably living the same life for themselves too. So most of the time, you just seeing a similar reiteration of the shit they do. Not even a reinvention, just reiterations. So a reiteration of the same person is going to create something extremely repetitive. What did I say earlier? The discomfort. I said something like discomfort. It's either discomfort or suffering. That's what drives the change into the evolution. People don't start progressing or trying to change until something's off. I don't like being here. I don't like this feeling. Let me do something different about it. If you're comfortable, you're okay with being stagnant. I mean, people get high and your problems go away, right? They going away because you're more comfortable now. You're in a state where you're literally not feeling the discomfort or the abrasiveness of whatever's bothering you. You feel me? So yeah, the key is change. For real, for real. The key is change. In understanding that to change, you have to be willing to suffer, and you have to be willing to just do. You have to let the universe flow through you. Like, if you get a thought, don't stray away from that thought. Sit on that thought for some type of time and really ask about that thought. Like, damn, I just thought this. Okay, why am I thinking this? And sit there for minutes, hours, bro, days, weeks, I don't know. But just like ponder, start to use your brains more and more, because this shit is very powerful. Like, we got Wi-Fi now. Think about that. Why we got wireless internet. Every video you see, all the shit we be doing on our phones is enabled by this stuff we can't see, but it's just there. And we created that. Us puny monkey brain humans, these simple, living creatures, we poop and we pee and we cry and we fight. But when we really sit down and lock in, we create shit like Wi-Fi, cars, all the ologies, any ology you can think about, like a whole branch of knowledge just to study something. Like, we made that, bro. So appreciate that and tap into that power within yourself, because we all have it. Like, literally. I'm not special for sitting on here for an hour and saying these words and communicating this information. Man, like I said in my last video, I've been watching Steph is Cold. Shout out Malik from For Purpose Driven Men. Who else I be watching? Andrew Huberman. I don't watch him as much as the previous two, because I be lazy and them podcasts do be long. But I watched a few of his podcasts in the past few weeks. Oh shit. For pondering. Pondering. I forgot his full name, like his full YouTube name. Oh, Profound Pondering. Profound Pondering. Who else? Listen to some David Goggins wherever. Shit, Joe Rogan. I don't know. Go tap into the knowledge of the human race for real. Wherever you at in the world, wherever you are in life, whoever you are, just go ask questions and don't let anyone make you feel small or guilty for asking these questions for real. So stay up, y'all, man. Keep learning. I'm gonna try to make a video tomorrow. Get something out. I gotta get on this content. I gotta get these thoughts out. This shit is keeping my head together. And I'm just glad that whoever watches this, however long they watch this for, they're gonna get some type of knowledge, some type of gain from this. So I appreciate y'all for real. Thank you.